Hey there, we're back for journaling day 2. And hopefully you got through day 1. Day 1 was just a little taster. We are going to do a couple of things that are similar to day 1, just because we want to get back into our bodies first. And then we'll go through some of our exercises for today, for day 2 of journaling. Okay, so you want to find a comfortable place, stay seated or lay down, and just take a big breath going into your body. If you need to get comfortable, you can pause this video and continue once you're comfortable. You can put your earbuds in or headphones, whatever's gonna have you come back into your body and block out everything around you. So big inhales and big exhales, just letting everything go. Let your shoulders get heavy, let your eyelids get heavy. And then just do a scan of your body, just seeing what feels good today, what feels not so great today. On a scale of 1 to 10, think of a number, 10 being the best you've ever felt, number 1 being the worst you've ever felt, and just kind of give an overall estimate. You can write it down after. I'm going to do some big breaths. Big inhale, pushing your belly out on the inhale. Exhale everything out of your belly. Pause. Exhale everything out. Big inhale. Pause. Big exhale. Couple more. Big inhale. Big exhale. You should already start to feel yourself relaxing. And then bring your attention to your feet and just breathing into those feet and crunch up those toes and release. Crunch up those toes and release. Crunch up those toes and release. And then point your toes or push your feet into the ground like you're stepping on your tippy toes and release. Again, push in, engaging your calf muscles, your ankles, and release. Last one. Push in. If you're laying down, just point your toes and flex. And release. And then crunch up your whole body. Crunch, 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 crunch. Even your face. And release. Crunch your whole body. Crunch, 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 crunch. And release. Last one. Crunch, 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 crunch. And release and shake it out. Shake out your arms. Let a nice breath go. Let your shoulders get heavy. Maybe roll those shoulders around. Big inhale. Big exhale. Thinking about the crown of your head. Letting anything go from that area. Big inhale. Big exhale. Last one. Big inhale. Big exhale, and put your hands on your heart, making that commitment to yourself today. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. Last one. Big inhale. Big exhale. And committing to yourself to let that heavy energy go the best that you can, and bringing in the positive, higher energy the best that you can. That's all we can do. Okay, so getting your journal ready and getting your pen ready. You can use a special pen. You can sage the area before you start to journal. And you can have a crystal with you if that makes you feel, if that's bringing in this energy today. And today we're going to focus on where we are with relationships. So we're going to be a little more, yesterday we just talked about generalizations, if I could say it. And today we're going a little bit more specific. So just relax, and before you even start writing, but you want to write, if you want to, write the date, the time, and the rating that you gave your body at the beginning. See if your body feels different than that rating. And we want to think about your relationships overall. If you were doing a vision board and you were working with your relationships and you are looking for 10, this is where I want to go in my relationships, where would you be right now? So say that number is not a 10 and you're working on bringing up that energy, where would you go? So where are all your relationships? Your romantic relationships, your friendships, your relationships with just people in the public in general, your close relationships, where are they? And now you want to start to journal. So thinking about you can even compartmentalize. So start off, where am I in my love relationships? Where am I in my friendships? Where am I in my relationships with other people outside of myself? And then you can even include, where am I in the relationship with yourself? So without putting a lot of pressure on yourself, just, are you honoring yourself? Are you giving the proper boundaries? Are you giving yourself enough rest? Are you giving yourself enough of the basic chakras? And just take some time to journal those. You can pause and then restart again. And then the next one we're going to focus on is going to be, where do you want to go with these? Where do you want to be with these relationships? So if your love life is perfect, then maybe you want to continue this energy of that you're in this really great space. If your love relationships could be, have more passion, or could have more intimacy, or could have more fun, what do you want? What are you lacking in those areas, and what do you want in those areas? And you can also, again, give ratings to each of those areas individually if that makes you happy. Some people like doing that. Some people, it's not their thing. But if it's your thing and you really like to put a number to it, make it a little more tangible, you can do that. So then thinking about, what do you want? And just take your time. Again, you can pause this video and then restart and just write down everything you want to see in those relationships. What's your dream relationship? How far off are you from your dream relationship where you are now? And then go into your friendships. Do you want to expand your friendships? Have you just not seen your really good friends in a long time? Maybe reaching out to some good friends you haven't talked to in a long time that are gonna, bring you back into yourself. Or maybe it's trying different things. You've been dying to try a cooking class, or you've been dying to try this new exercise class, and just building a new friendship bases in different areas. Maybe that's something you want to look into. And then just think about, in a gentle way, how are you not there today with the friendships? So how could you be a better friend? How could you be looking at relationships in a different way? How could you be putting yourself out there a little bit more in relationships? Maybe a love relationship, maybe starting online dating, maybe getting out there more. Maybe you're not going to meet the person in your house. Maybe you don't want to do online dating. Maybe you should just, start some hobbies that you've been thinking about. Maybe you'll meet some people there, friendships and love relationships. So really thinking about what you truly desire, what you think you truly desire. Once you start writing, sometimes you think you're going to say one thing, and then that does come out because you're going to put that on paper, but then all these other things start to come out. So maybe you start to bring up insecurities or things you're working on yourself, or maybe I'm not ready for a relationship. The last relationship was really hard on me. And then you know that, and you're not going to force anything, but you're just going to work on ways to heal yourself. Maybe when we're not in a relationship, you don't need to jump back into a new relationship. It's so much healthier to go into a relationship as far as yourself, tapping back into yourself, nurturing yourself, keep getting into some kind of health regime, eating different foods, eating foods that make you feel better, getting into some kind of exercise routine that's going to make you feel amazing. And something you've wanted to try. You don't have to stick with it. If you don't like it, don't do it again. But just trying to tap into the things that you want to try and putting yourself out there. When you start doing little tiny things like that, just taking a chance and letting yourself get out there, the universe conspires to help you, and one little tiny step can open a million doors. Maybe you don't meet them there, but then you meet somebody getting your coffee and you're like, wow, that was so weird, but you opened the energy by doing something that you've been trying to do or you wanted to do. So hopefully that makes sense. And then you want to just be doing, again, you can do the ratings. So maybe overall all of your relationships are a 7, but you are really great with your friendships, you keep up with your friendships, you go out with your, your pack people once a week or once a month, and you just stay in close contact on the phone, and maybe your relationship, you've been in it for a long time and it's gotten a little dull, your romantic relationship, so maybe there's some things you could do there to spice it up. Or maybe you're really low on all of it, you've just been really kind of weird since COVID, and this has happened to a lot of people, and you want to get back out there. You want to start to be more social. You want to, maybe you're an introvert or an extrovert, but we humans just need that compatibility and that energy of other people that just helps us grow and helps us, just even if it's for a tiny bit, and you're an introvert and you only go out for a little bit and then you go home, that's fine. But you've put yourself out there and you gave yourself a nice energy burst of being with other people. And or it's animals. When we're in our worst stages, animals are the best. That's why equestrian therapy is so great for veterans and abuse victims of all ages and PTSD, because horses aren't asking them questions. They're just being there and letting them just be into themselves, because that's the best energy you're going to be with a horse. Dogs are like that too, but horses are much more sensitive and they get weirded out if you're not in your space. So you have to be grounded for the horse to be able to relate to you. So, maybe you need that. Maybe you need some time with animals. But this is why you're going to journal about it. And it's not something that's permanent. It's like you could get on this kick and journal forever, or you could journal a couple of lines. Maybe it's just too hard to journal that. And that's, again, just letting you be aware of what's going on in your body, in your mind, and what you need to purge. That's a lower vibration. What you want to bring in, that's a higher vibration. Maybe it's just watching really funny movies that are all about girlfriends or friendships, and funny, like, coming of age movies. I love the movie Sandlot, so maybe it's like something like that. Like, you might find a movie from childhood that was, Goonies is always a good one. I mean, just, we're working on raising that vibration, and all of these journaling exercises, and everybody can use that. And sometimes the people who seem the most happy really need to be doing this work, because they're really trying to make you happy without doing their own self-work. And that's never long term, that's going to be an issue. You can still be doing your own work while making other people happy. And so this is just a great exercise for anyone. You can even do it with your kids. If you have kids, you can have a nice dinner and have a talk, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like, how are you with your friendships right now? And that's an easy way if kids are having a hard time talking about maybe getting bullied at school, or their friendships change, so I remember everything, something could be fine one day with a bunch of their friends, and then the next day, so they're getting bullied for no reason, or somebody's changed. There's a lot of hormones, there's a lot of testosterone moving around with kids as they get older. So it's good to check in and not be so invasive. So something like that's just an easy way to talk about it, is great. And you can even have your kids journal with you. These are things that these videos say not for kids, because that's just in case I talk about anything like your sexual relationships or whatever. But that's your job to talk to your kids about that. But this could be shared with kids. These exercises, they could be journaling with at the same time with you. I really recommend, you can do whatever you want, but I really recommend these journaling exercises be just for you, because it'll let you have the freedom of just being really honest and open without having to curb what you're saying, because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. And you can even start to add in why are these numbers low. So maybe your number with friendship, maybe you do want to go out and meet new people, but maybe somebody really hurt your feelings this week. Maybe someone you thought you could rely on somebody, and then you couldn't, and maybe you did, maybe there's a friendship that's kind of waning away from you, and you're sad about it, and maybe it's the right thing, but you're sad, or whatever it is. Just write about it and get it out of your body, and get back into what's the truth of going on with your body today, and ways to work on that. So if it's letting go of an ex-boyfriend or ex whoever that keeps coming back around, there's ways to work on that. Honoring yourself, and this is another way to honor yourself, honor your true feelings. if an ex keeps coming back around and you're still playing around with that, but you know that's not the right thing for you, that's wasted energy. That's energy that I call it split energy. So you're not going to get that new energy of somebody that you're meant to be with, that's going to be your true heart's desire and working towards whatever you want to have in that relationship, if you're not having that space open with someone else. It's very complicated, and something very divinely selected for you isn't going to mess around with that. Another crazy ex-partner might, but your true desire and divine selection isn't going to mess around with that. They're not going to put the energy they've saved for you mixed up in something that's half energy. So I'm waiting for my dog to come up and I hear my dog. Anyway, so hopefully this is helpful. And if you have any questions, ask me below. And so this is day 2. And then you can also rate after you do the meditations if you felt like you were a little bit more relaxed and maybe you're a little less in your head, if you want to rate that for yourself. But I like sometimes rating things because it helps you just get into your body. Even if you go to PT, they're going to ask you to rate yourself for, aches and pains. And they're going to ask you at the end, like, rate yourself for aches and pains. And it's just a good way for you to, number one, get in touch with your body, like what's your normal numbers. And then also like your mindset, like how busy is your mind? Is your mind just overworking and you can't keep up? Like what is going on? So it's just a really great exercise for you to have that you can easily tap into and start to say, okay, why would that happen? Why is this going on? And maybe you're nervous about creating new friendships. Maybe you're nervous about having hard conversations with friends or your partner. And that's something that this journal's great to work out. Like, why are you so nervous? Do you feel like it's not secure enough that you're going to lose them? Or is it time for this just to end? So this helps you get the energy out. It helps you really go to ground zero where your thoughts are coming from, and helps you kind of set a plan for where you want to go. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and we got through day 1, and then this is day 2. If you have any questions underneath, definitely let me know. Again, I'm showing you just a journal that I'm using for these exercises, but you don't have to you can just use paper. You can even rip up and burn these exercises if you want to. I think they're good exercises, especially if you're just really new to this and you're just getting back into it. It's good to kind of keep it and see where you were. Like, wow, a week ago I was a 6 and now I'm an 8. Like, wow, I did a lot of work to get to that 8, but that just feels really like a solid 8. So I think it's good, but you can do whatever you want. This is your time with you and what feels best for you. And if that's going to let you be the most honest and the most free with your writing, to have something you can just rip up and throw out or burn, then I would rather have you do that and not keep it, because I want you to really be free and get the honesty out of your body and into these pages that are for you. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful, and I will see you tomorrow, day 3. Bye, and ask me any questions. Subscribe and share with your friends too. This is a great exercise to do with friends. You can also do these exercises, and then, if you want to share it, go for coffee with your friend. It's a perfect relationship day. Okay, bye.